Morning students, I'm Miss Ankita, your social science teacher for class 7 from Monbrisha school. So, how are you all? I hope that you all are fine, and I hope that you all are watching the videos every day and studying at home. Now, today let us continue with our chapter. Now, today students, let us start with the Chola government and its features. I hope that you all have studied about the important kings at your home as I given you the homework. Okay, so now the Chola kings were all powerful, as we have seen that all the kings who were under the Chola kingdom, they were very powerful and they conquered almost all the parts of India, especially the southern region, as the Chola kingdom is all about South India, okay, and also Sri Lanka. They ruled with the help of a council of minister and high official. Okay, they ruled with the help. They got a help from council of ministers and high officials also. The king considered it his moral duty to look after the welfare of the kingdom. There, the kings were not partial towards the common people. They always had the duty, moral duty, to look after the welfare of the people. That is the common people, the local people. There was a local self-government and all works were done by the local assemblies elected by the people. Okay, there it was local self-government which worked where all the works were done by the local assemblies, okay, which was elected by the common people living there. Okay, the empire was divided into 6 provinces or mandalams, okay, categories. 6 provinces. Mandalams means provinces. A mandalam was further divided into a number of Valanadus, that is different categories. Valanadu consisted of a number of villages, okay. A village was governed by a sabha. How was the village governed? Please mark. A village was governed by sabha, which nowadays is called panchayat. Okay, that is nowadays in today's world it is named as panchayat, which you see in villages. Okay, that means the few important people, they take the decision for any particular problems, right? Now you will learn all the definitions given in this box, okay? Now, the members of the village councils were chosen by lots drawn by educated people, okay? That means you can say the chit system, okay? They used to keep the chits in a box and they used to, all the educated people, they used to draw one chit, and through that the person who gets the maximum vote is being chosen as a village council member. These village councils were called UR. What were they called? UR. They enjoyed great power in the field of justice. They had a great power in the field of justice. Okay. The village council was responsible for collecting tax. Now please mark number 1. Collecting tax. What was the responsibility of village council? Number 2, hearing disputes. That is hearing the problems of the common people and solving them. Number 3, looking after local problems, okay, all the problems related to electricity, water, okay. There were many committees, example the tank committee, which looked after the distribution of water to the field, okay. They categorized different committees according to the problems, okay. First of all, it was a tank committee which looked after the distribution of water to the field, okay. The chief source of income were the land revenue and taxes on trade. Now, there the village council, they got the chief source of income through the land revenue and taxes on trade, that is on the economics. Now, the village council provided irrigation facilities to the farmers, those who were involved in farming, okay. The wells, tanks and dams were constructed for the welfare of the people, okay. Now please mark from the village to of the people. These were the development done by the village councils for the village people, okay. The Cholas had a powerful army of foot soldiers, archers, horsemen, elephant corps and a naval fleet, okay. They had a very powerful army, okay. What all they included? Please mark. Soldiers, just a minute, soldier, archers, horseman, elephant corps and a naval fleet. Okay. Navy was the most powerful wing of their army. It was used to control the islands and to maintain the commercial relations with distant lands across the sea. Okay. It was used, these all powerful wings of their armies, that means the navy, it was used to control the islands and to maintain the commercial relation, that is import and export. They are saying here in commercial relation, import and export with distinct lands across the sea. Okay. Now let us see the temples of South India. The Cholas were great patrons of art and architecture. Okay. They had a great developments around for art and architecture. Okay. They developed a unique form of architecture. Now let us see what was them. Please mark. The temple at Tanjore and Gangaikonda Cholapuram are fine example of their new style. Okay. First of all, the temples. Mark it as 1. Now the gateway to the temple is called Gopuram. Okay, what is the gateway of the temple called? Gopuram. Mark it as 2. In the center of the top of the temple is a spear-like structure like Shikha. Okay, now mark it as 3. These are all the structures and patterns of the temple they are telling us in brief. See, the tomb-like structure. Okay, now spear-like structures. Okay, these all were found. The Brihadeshwara temple was constructed by the Chola king Rajaraja I, as we have studied it in the part of Rajaraja I, in the honor of Lord Shiva in 1101 AD. Okay, please mark, when was temple Brihadeshwara constructed? That is 1101 AD. Its tower raises to the height of, now please mark, what is the height of the temple? Of 190 feet, like a pyramid. Now see, can you see? It is like a pyramid. Pyramid means this shape. Okay, this is pyramid. In 13 successive stories. Okay, stories means the linings. Okay, linings. Okay, stories means also the floors. Okay, its top is crowned by a single block of stone. Now you can see this. This is, they are saying, single block of stone. Okay, single block of stone is given, that is 25 feet high and weighing 80 tons. This stone, about this stone they are saying. Okay, at the top. It is 25 feet high and weighing 80 tons. Okay, that means it is very huge and very heavy. Okay. Now, in the very next video, I will be continuing with the very next paragraph of temples of South India. Okay, till then you will study whatever I have taught you today about the village council and the temples of South India. Okay, thank you.